Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Shut up, bitch!
And here we are. On sharp. What the fuck? Camera! Come on. Come on, bitch. Come on. Do it. I'm a sharp guy. Why, camera? GH5, by the way. Welcome. Everything is working, yes. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland.playit. It's TAGN time. The angry game news every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. On this channel, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Mark it, fucking mark it on the spot. I'm always there, 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. We have gaming news, we have movie news, usually something about movies, TV show stuff. Today it's gonna be a little bit more calmer, a little bit less like overall little news, more like we're gonna take a look on bigger pieces. I just found them interesting. What's going on right now is in general the Gamescom in Cologne in Germany. A lot of games being announced, a lot of footage and all that stuff. And we possibly can't cover that in 1 hour, so I'm gonna leave that just pass it by, because all those game announcements for many people are interesting and not interesting, you know, at the same time. It's just regular game announcements, and if I would announce every game I see being announced on a daily basis, this show would never end. And this is not about game announcement only. Sometimes I announce games too, just to show, because there might be more rare, might be more interesting, might be a longer development time and all that about the particular game and all that. But I want to take some look on the certain articles today. It is about console prices, it's about tariffs, it's about some cunt in the gaming journalist industry, whatever you want to call that. That is back, pretty much is back. Yeah. How about we just get into, and you're gonna see what I mean. Let's just talk about something positive, according to Yoshida, who makes or is the director of Final Fantasy 14, 15, I think he was pretty involved, and of course 16. Yoshi P reveals positive discussions over Nintendo Switch 2 Final Fantasy 14 port. Speaking to VGC at Gamescom, Yoshida discussed the potential benefits of bringing Switch 2 into FF14's lineup of platforms, and said he hoped there would be good news for expectant fans to the future. Ahoy Bimo. I didn't hear sound notification. Ahoy Evereden, by the way. Ahoy Arch, my junk and unfolding Joker too, of course. I should have said ahoy already. I just didn't hear the beep sound for the time being, but I hope there's no issue there. How are you guys doing, by the way? Tell me in the chat in the meantime. For me, it's just my aim to provide Final Fantasy XIV and 16 to as many players as possible, and I hope that as many players as possible will be able to enjoy those two games. We are putting in our best efforts to ensure that this happens, so it's fine to convey to your readership that I consider the possibilities very positively, and we are putting in our best efforts. He put his best efforts twice into this issue. So I hope players will look forward to possibilities in the future, but I just ask for a little bit more time. When it comes to players who haven't played Final Fantasy XIV before, the younger generations of players, if that started playing Final Fantasy XIV on Switch 2, of course being an MMO, it might be a new genre for them, and I would be super excited to get these new players into this genre and enjoying the game as well. Well, MMO is, in my opinion, not a genre by itself. A genre is, in my opinion, like a shooter, an FPS, a first-person shooter. A shoot-em-up is a genre. A beat-em-up is a genre. An action-adventure is a genre. An adventure-only is a genre. I don't know if you can call an MMO by itself a genre. It might be an MMO in space, like sci-fi is a genre, right? Or it might be fantasy. That's the genre there. So yeah. Ahoy Haste. Good to see you too. So to this end, we have discussing with Nintendo, and the discussions have been positive. So I do hope that players will look forward to hopefully good news in the future. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate was announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. A noted insider previously claimed that Final Fantasy VII Remake would be released for the Switch 2 in 2025, followed by its sequel Rebirth in 2026. The reason why I took this in particular is because Nintendo and Square Enix, back then Squaresoft, had a little bit beef at the same time, like Nintendo had beef with Sony. That's why they split up. All of those companies split up, and Squaresoft joined the forces of Sony and made the best game ever created, Final Fantasy VII, because of CD technology. That was the main driver for that game, actually, at the beginning of development. All those movies and all that, 4 CD game back then. Big thing. For a console, at least. And now they are joining forces together, it seems like, overall. They got rid of their beef in general. I mean, Square Enix already had other games, other pieces on their older Nintendo consoles, but maybe we got finally like a good amount of games on the Switch consoles there. And I'm one day closer to the weekend. Yeah, this MMORPG. Yeah, I mean, that you can call it a genre, sure. MMORPG, but not the MMO part is like the genre itself. It's the RPG, right? Fantasy. Yeah. So yeah, players gonna have some fun with Final Fantasy XIV maybe in the near future. Who knows? I don't care for the game. I tried it for a few months, maybe like in total 2 months. And after that, I was like, it's lame. I don't like the story. The story is not interesting me, putting any interest in my books there. Weird. And 15 I played, which is not mentioned here. Was a drag. I stopped at after 30 hours or so. I was like, this is going nowhere. And 16, maybe. Deus Ex is the best game made. No, you are wrong. You are so wrong, Haste, and everybody knows. Is this the real life or just a fantasy? Little side note, just about crazy stuff. This GPU here. This RTX 5090 graphics cards draws up to 800 watt and looks like a model for 2008. And you have a little reference like here. That's the bracket where it's going to be screwed in and tightened up on the case. So you need a giant ass case to put that monstrosity in. I just wanted to show that it's getting out of hands, man. Just for somewhat performance, no, man. I'm not gonna get. I mean, my power supply would be probably able to drive this one, but why? I just think, why, man? Why? And they tell us the price is roughly about $2,000 on paper, that is. Because if you get a 5090 in general for $2,000, you're gonna be the fucking lucky as hell. It's gonna be more like 4K if you want this particular version here. It's overclocked by default and all that, but this thing is. I didn't even like check on the specific sizes. Maybe we gotta. I just found it like picture wise. I already know the sizes like physically. And it's like this fucking big, in length. About this thick, That's my face. About this fucking thick. And roughly like wider than my face, actually. It's just insanity. For a little bit more performance than the usual 5090, which is just insanity. I just wanted to show you that those GPUs are getting out of hands in like manufacturing sizes. They should do more performance and shrink that shit. Try that. Try that for a change again. Just insanity. Look who's there, mighty Megatron. Ahoy, little gay boy. This fantasy, lol. This is why I lost interest in NVIDIA. It's not only an NVIDIA thing, though. That's the problem. It's like, even if you go like to the mediocre and mid-tier Intel stuff or the AMD high-end stuff, they're getting just out of hand with the sizes. Because they need more and more cooling, too, I mean, Hayes knows. This is a bit ridiculous. It is. Coming by to give a like. Fuck nuts. Fuck nuts. Fuck nuts. Play games and heat the room at the same time. That is happening since now a decade or so. Ouch, my junk. Like the heat production of those GPUs is out of hand since a while too. My Gigabyte Aorus 4080 Super is the biggest disappointment I have purchased. Why is that? More frames requires a lot more power. I mean, depends. If you make better technology technology that is usable, that is practical, and don't go just for stupid. In my opinion, ray tracing is neat and all that, but is it really necessary? That is what drives the GPU manufacturing to bigger GPUs, die sizes and all that shit. How about more technology that makes it looks just on the surface better, but doesn't need like this enormous power in the background, But people, I guess people want stuff to look even more and more realistic, whatever that means. Just wanted to show you that Asus is not done with ridiculous products. Like 4 months ago or so, they produced a full-on gold RTX 5090, which is, I think, like 4 pounds of gold weight alone, and costs you like 50K or some crap like that. Why? It's just a status symbol, of course, but still. Let's get to the price hikes, shall we? Because not many people expected actually Sony just going along, but we got confirmation yesterday. Sony PS5 consoles, all versions getting $50 price hikes. From the digital only, to the normal one with the drive and the PS5 Pro, all get $50 on top what they already cost. I'm fine with PS5. Well, you are fine, but people who want to buy it now, they're not going to be fine. I mean, there are deals out there still for cheaper in bundles and all that, but those are just a rest of stock. Sony has announced it is raising prices in all versions of PlayStation 5 in America. The increased prices go into effect on August 21st, giving folks little time to plan ahead of the price hike. Folks now have less than 24 hours to try and buy PS5 or PS5 Pro before Sony increases the price. All PS5 consoles will now cost $50 more in the United States. Well, yes, $50 in the United States, because most of the rest of the world doesn't use US dollars, of course. Why you mention it like in that manner? I don't know. Whatever. Here are the updated prices. PlayStation 5, $550. PlayStation 5 Deluxe Edition, that is without the drive, just so you know. The physical drive or discs. Just that you know. Because many people don't understand me when I say drive, discs, and all that. Crazy. $500 and PlayStation 5 Pro $750 from now on. Yeah, but that's even without the sales taxes. So the customer, the consumer, how many people call themselves these days for some reason, will have to pay also the sales taxes. Not every state has the same sales taxes, of course. Not even every county in the same states have the same sales taxes. But across the broader band there, you pay usually like 10% more. You know, it's gonna be even for you now 10% more in general. Just so you have it in mind. Some people pay maybe like only 7% more, some others pay 12% more, but on average, let's just make 10%. So your new console, the digital version, will be instead of just you see $500, of course, you're gonna pay the sales taxes, which is on average 10%, meaning you as a customer are gonna put on the table $550. That's just how it is, man. And we're going to come in a short to why that is, because of the next articles. Let's get going. That's BS. That console is 5 years old. The price should be going down, not up. Well, you have stocks, don't you, Mighty Megatron? You should know how money works. I'm going to come to that, because many people forget that inflation is not going to stop for any of us fucks. We are not safe from inflation, so that's just the reality of things. And many factors are playing into this inflation factor. Many little factors into the big factor. Side note, because this game seems to do super fucking well. Peak sells 10 million copies. A few weeks ago, I just reported on another milestone of the game. I think it was only 3 million or 4 million. And that was maybe 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. And they topped now 10 million copies. And that's a great fucking success. And they're making money with a very simple game. I talked about the game, how they produced it, and what led to the production of this game. I'm happy for them, man. It's an indie game. They're gonna make a lot of money with it. And even with they have the discount going on right now. Since last week. Indie climbing hit Peak has officially sold 10 million copies according to Illenia Analytics analysts Rice Elliott and Gamescom opening night live host Geoff Keighley. The success was amplified last week when a sale dropping in from $7.99, $8 to $5 alongside the new Mesa update caused it to shoot up in sales and concurrent players. It reached 171k concurrent users on Sunday. That's fucking a lot for such a small game. People are enjoying, people having fun. It's a party game. People just love it, obviously, and it's a great price, right? You're gonna not get fucking ripped off. And 1.3 million total users throughout that same day per Illenia. There you have it, man. The sales price drop made just people go like, yeah, I'm not gonna lose a lot, even if I don't like it in 2 weeks. Whatever, $5 it's like nothing for that amount of fun. I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy for them. Sony's trying to jerk off the more tariffs BS like Nintendo tried. It's not bullshit though. I'm gonna get to that. That's like a topic today, like the tariffs. What are tariffs? Many people don't seem to understand what really tariffs do and why Trump supposedly put them into place, made them active. That's all reasons, and companies should have already saw that earlier, though, because that was a campaign point by Trump, tariffs. And if a company didn't know what the tariff was, they should have looked into it like 4 years ago and already prepare for that. But we're going to come to that in a bit. Pro will be better with AMD FSR4 is the back ported. Yeah, but Sony has their own PSSR upscaling technology. All I need is for Sony to come out with no drive for physical for me to cut the cord. I'll switch over to PC completely. PS6 will probably be only digital, no drive at all, so you're gonna probably not buy a PS6, I don't know. I wish Sega or Atari would come out with a console. That's not gonna happen anymore. I mean, Atari just published or released like a teaser that they are gonna make a new console emulation software thingy console going on for the older libraries in next year something. I forgot like the exact console type. They had already published one 4 years ago, some shit like that. There's no competition in consoles since Xbox has been trying to get converted everyone to software PC. That's a big factor in today's news too. Yeah, PC isn't going to fully replace the console, just works experience. I mean, Microsoft is doing a lot in that regard. So, almost like Pong. Oh, UrhG. You don't know shit about Pong. So here we are with the Microsoft approach. They are gonna try to tell you still, we are producing hardware. Not really. We are just going to tell AMD how they should do their new CPU GPU combination there for our certified whatever platform, Xbox games, whatever. Yeah. The Xbox ROG Ally X finally has a release date, and we went heads on at Gamescom. Months after they were first revealed, Microsoft and Asus are letting the paying public have a chance to test out their new Xbox ROG Ally and Xbox ROG Ally X handhelds here at Gamescom. The two firms are also marking the show by finally announcing on a shelf retail release date, October 16. That's globally, by the way. To be clear, these aren't proper handheld Xboxes that will play any Xbox title. Despite this is an Xbox branding, but they are still capable handheld gaming machines that can play PC games natively or stream Xbox titles from an Xbox console or Microsoft Cloud streaming service. Yeah, that's what they are trying to drive here. That's not like a fully fledged on console. You can download all the games on it too if you want, really, but you're gonna be restricted. But they want more like, yeah, it has the performance to use all the assets, but we would like you to actually stream only on it from your home PC or the Xbox X, preferably, or their streaming services, which is weird. Compared to the old LA devices, the new Xbox models have been spruced up with new AMD processors and streamlined Windows operating system. That should translate into better performance and a huge step forward in usability, and could make these the best Steam Deck competitors so far. Yeah, this guy who wrote this article, Will Judd, completely forgot that Lenovo had his version already released, cheaper, same performance, like a month ago or so they released that stuff. For the smaller prices. We don't know the prices yet. They, for some reason, just don't want you to tell how much it costs. Probably they just waited for Sony to make like the price hike, the price up there on the PS5 consoles. And now they are just gonna evaluate how much they can squeeze out of the people to not hurt them too much. But I don't think it's gonna be a big success. People can play it right now and at Gamescom. Microsoft won't or can't reveal ROG Xbox X price yet, but report says it could be $900. That's without sales taxes. Again, always keep that in mind. It's funny, here in Switzerland, we have all the prices with sales taxes. It's just to be more transparent, so people at the cashier just know what price I'm going to pay already. It is shown on the tag immediately, because I don't understand why that's a thing in the US. Why you tried that to hide? It's not really hiding, because every county has a different sales tax. Yeah. But you could show already, including the sales taxes into the price tag. Just my opinion. Microsoft announced the release date for the ROG Xbox LE devices today, confirming they will release worldwide on October 16. However, the company has not disclosed the price points, telling fans to sit tight for a bit longer for pricing and pre-orders dates. Additionally, a report has emerged that claims the price of the most expensive ROG Xbox LE device, which is the X version, could run you $900. Super not confirmed. Most likely it's going to be higher. I assume it's going to be $1,000 for the X, for the performance version there, and for the smaller one must be between 600 and 650. It must be, because yeah, the reasons. Just stopped in to use a couple of megabytes to tell Ike to swallow this BS load. Of course you did. I added Xbox Series S to my network shelf that's exclusively for remote. I see the phone's registered. Wrong chat. What? Only fighting games would keep me on console. There are not many good fighting games, though, in my opinion, these days. What do you have? Like Street Fighter 6, maybe, like the most prominent out there. Tekken 8, I think, kind of died. Virtua Fighter will come, the new one. Virtua Fighter. Don't know when that was, but yeah. Not a lot of fighter games these days. No, I won't buy a Sony console if there is no physical to it. What's the point? At that point, I'll just go to PC. There isn't anything Sony exclusive I care about anymore. Gran Turismo isn't enough. Right now, the most exclusive title for PS5 would, I think, be Death Stranding, right? 2. Other than that, yeah, you're right. There are not a lot exclusives there. That might change in the future. Who knows? I doubt it, but yeah. Xbox executive Jason Ronald told IGN that the macroeconomic climate is challenging when it comes to pricing. This is likely to a reference to the ongoing tariff situation, which has led to increases in prices for some products, including gaming items. Beyond the impact of tariffs and other macroeconomic factors, Ronald said it's always a challenge to set a product's price and have it strike the right balance between affordability and price point. And I think especially in a mobile form factor that also adds in dimensions such as battery life in as well, Ronald said. What has that to do with the release date, with the performance in general, the battery life? I think you're making some bullshit up here. Asus executive Sean Yan said the company needs more time to figure out the macroeconomic impact to pricing. Fans can expect pricing and pre-order details to be revealed later. Microsoft's official word on the matter is that more details on pricing and pre-orders details will arrive in the coming weeks. I mean, 16th October is not too far off, so you can just sit there now for more weeks, just saying. You finally should spill it out. Morons. A report from Bill Kun said the ROG Xbox Ellie will be $550, with the ROG Xbox Ellie X coming in at $900. These prices are not confirmed, though Best Buy posted product pages showing these prices before removing them. Maybe this Bill Kun just saw that from Best Buy, and Best Buy just did it without thinking at first, without seeing what Microsoft and Asus wants, like for their console there. It's just weird, man. Why you being so stupid? Sorry. It's possible these prices are not real or could change due to tariffs and other market factors. I mean, the tariff stuff, yeah. But we, like I said, I'm gonna say what's all that about in general, and it's not the only driving factor here. Many may recall how Nintendo delayed Switch 2 pre-orders due to tariffs, which was then not true because many reports were out there already that millions of consoles already in places around the world, just waiting in warehouses. And of course that's the case because those consoles are being manufactured usually in China, Malaysia, Thailand, and of course Japan in certain capacities. And they need to be shipped. And usually they're not going to be shipped via air mail. Usually they are going to be shipped in big containers over the seas. And those shipments take like weeks and weeks, sometimes even months, So they knew about the tariffs already long ago in that sense, and they had a certain amount of those consoles in warehouses. Another like indicator is because the consoles needed on day one, not even on day one, day -1, an update on their consoles because they were so old in that sense. So don't give me that factor like pre-orders due to tariffs and all. That part is like big nonsense in my opinion. While the price for console didn't go up, Nintendo did decide to charge more for certain accessories. Now they did something wrong though. They upped the price of the Switch 1. So there you go. The Switch 2 will go in prices up too, and probably maybe in the holiday seasons. Who knows? How are you, Luigi? Good to see you too. Tekken is turning into a Street Fighter for me. I'm becoming less and less interested. Tekken 3-4 was peak for me. Yeah, we are on the same level there, actually, Mighty Megatron. I think, hard to say, Tekken 3 was just like peak PS1 era, right? Like, it squeezed out every little bit of performance from the PS1. PS2 got Tekken 4, which was just visually something amazing, right? Yeah, I'm on the same level there. I'm seriously thinking I have a bad ADHD or something. I was here like 3 minutes before start time and then started doing other stuff. Because you're an Aussie. Maybe it's because you're an Aussie. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know ever eaten. I just kind of repeat myself. 10 a.m. Every fucking day, 10 a.m. You should know that more than anybody else. I'm still salty about Soul Calibur turning into Tekken. Why? Why exactly are so salty? I need to check on Virtua Fighter. Help! News time. It is news time. Haste, I'm just not wanting to support these companies turning out fighting games with DLC characters. Oh, that's never gonna change from now on. Never, ever that's gonna change. Ever, man. They see now how they can make money with an already released fighter game. New skins, new characters. Give me money now. 10 p.m. for me. Well, mark it. 10. Just 10. 10 o'clock. Simple. It's very simple. In addition to revealing the release date for the ROG Xbox Ellie devices, Microsoft announced a handheld compatibility program, which is a Steam Deck verified-like program that filters games by whether or not they are handheld optimized or mostly compatible. Which is funny. This news just came out yesterday, just right when I was already streaming my news. And I told on the yesterday news, though, because of Microsoft talk, the Xbox like console talk there, that they are getting out of that business, actually. That they might do some program, might do some label, might do some certification stuff to show how performant it's going to be on certain devices and all that. And there you have it. I'm a fucking prophet in that manner, I would say. Yeah, and they might expand this program, like show just certain devices. They're gonna test out probably the devices, how well this game is gonna play on that device, and etc. And give out to handhelds, to future handhelds, and to future consoles this label, this certified whatever that might be. Handheld optimized, mostly compatible to the hardware and the game, like to combine those things. So they're just gonna leave the console market. That's so obvious. It's being obvious, more and more obvious from day to day. So there you have it. More confirmation, pretty much. Additionally, Microsoft revealed a new advanced shader delivery feature that preloads game shaders during download, which Microsoft claims allows selected games to boot up 10 times faster, along with running more smoothly and using less battery power. More smoothly? Yeah, sure, whatever. What does preloading stuff have to do with more smoothly? If you already loaded into your memory, it doesn't matter. You're just telling me, like, while you download stuff, certain parts of that software, of that game, is going to be already loaded into the memory, into the RAM, random access memory, while downloading. So when you start it up the first time, it's going to be there quicker. Wow, big fucking deal. I mean, if you're retarded and have no idea about technology and no idea about the gaming and loading stuff in general, you might be impressed with such stupid claims. But yeah, whatever, man. I just find it interesting and silly to claim such stuff. Like less battery power, or how? Either it's going to perform something or not. It doesn't change like the battery life, really. So this part is like the biggest BS. Let me take a sip here. Handheld optimized settings. Yeah, but Microsoft might make another additional buck, just having certified games, for that matter. And games like can maybe adjust their developers can adjust their games according to certain criteria. So it's the gamer itself might benefit from in such a case, with such a handheld optimized, mostly compatible program Microsoft has started running now. Additionally, Microsoft said the ROG Xbox Ellie X will have new AI-powered features delivering via an update in 2026 that will add things like automatic super resolution and highlight reel feature that uses AI to capture standout gameplay moments. Yeah, you're just gonna attach it to more algorithm stuff, like probably it's gonna be attached very tight to the compatible handheld optimized settings and all that. As soon as the game recognized where it's running, it's gonna just do like a switch there. So you're making him sound more fancy than it actually is. For the end user, for the normie, that's gonna be better for sure, because they don't need to adjust stuff. They're just gonna load it up to their handheld device and it's gonna select the best like optimized performance for their handheld. So for the normies, that's a good thing, but you try to make it again more appealing, more impressive than it actually is. Microsoft is also working on a new Xbox home console in partnership with AMD, which is still a lie. They are just telling AMD what they want. They are not going to do jack shit. Maybe they're going to put some money into the development of the new AMD APU, sure, whatever. But other than that, Microsoft is not doing hardware anymore. Stop repeating such nonsense. The Xbox Series X S generation is winding down, but there is no word yet on when the next Xbox console will be revealed. Yeah, you're just going to sell that APU. The AMD is just going to sell this APU to other manufacturer. And you might have like specific multiple consoles called Xbox, and they're going to be certified by Microsoft. They're going to have this another program, compatibility program attached to home consoles, not handheld. It's very simple. Is that genius what Microsoft is doing, or really stupid? We have to wait and see, right? Oh, Ahoy Cats Gaming. I haven't seen you there between the haste. Between the zealot. How are you doing, cats? How is the swamp doing? Is the swamp still wet and hot? I still remember when Tekken 2 came out in arcade. I used to play hooky from high school and go to a local college to play it, and had time locked characters, and everybody waited. Ah, yeah, the good old arcades. Those were times. Like 25 years ago, I and a friend of mine went like once a week to see a movie. And right at this big theater, we went every time, pretty much. Right on the other side of the street was a big arcade. So we spent time in the movies. Later, just spent a few bucks in the arcades. Those were good old times. But obviously, people don't want that anymore. Especially the theaters are just dying out because streaming. Streaming is the biggest fucking enemy of movie theaters. And we brought that shit all up upon us by ourselves. So yeah, there you have it, with the ROG being like praised and Microsoft trying something new. I'm really not sure if that's a good move by Microsoft, if they're gonna make more money, probably. But I have also to remind people, Microsoft doesn't do always good decisions, especially in gaming. Many people might need a reminder about the Xbox One. You know, the media center, the TV recorder, the everything console. Xbox One had an HDMI input and an HDMI output to record your TV crap. Where did that go? No fucking where. Nobody really wanted that, but Microsoft tried really, really hard. That was their idea. That was their vision. This all-in-one home entertainment system, Xbox One. You're never going to need a new console ever. Where are we now? Morons. And we need this one first. And then I'm going to talk about tariffs, about what drives prices up actually these days. It's not only tariffs, and why tariffs might be good or might be bad. I have both arguments there. Trump take game! What a stupid title. More price hikes are coming thanks to President Trump's tariffs. Diapers, toothpaste, cars. It's all about to get more expensive. Families are projected to collectively pay millions more for back-to-school supplies and $2 billion extra on new clothes. Home Depot just warned home repairs and renovations will get pricier too. In gaming, the latest wave of trade war-fueled inflation is already here. The average console is now anywhere from $30 to $100 more expensive than it was a year ago. Trump's tariffs are a lot of things: random, chaotic, nonsensical. They are also secretly a massive tax on playing Grand Theft Auto 6. Not only in that, it's if you take gaming in general, it's on everything. Whatever. It's just weird. Rockstar Games' next blockbuster is expected to help sell millions of new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS consoles. The only hardware you'll be able to play GTA 6 on when it arrives in next May. It's the kind of release that gets people who have been holding out on upgrading or who dropped out of gaming altogether to walk into a GameStop or Walmart and pick up a new console. And doing so will now cost additionally 20 to 35%, more than the highest sales tax in Europe. And console pricing could get even worse. Who's ready for Nintendo to announce a Switch 2 OLED in 2027 that starts at $600? Well, Nintendo fanboys don't care for that. They're just going to spend the money. So, whatever. You're not going to drive Nintendo fanboys away with higher prices, really. Go ask Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. That Nintendo fanboy doesn't fucking give a shit. Just saying. Microsoft was the first to pull the trigger on responding to Trump's trade war with price increases. That was maybe a smart move. Do it like as early as possible to get just away from whatever is going to happen in the future. Probably a smart move, actually. In May, the Xbox Series S went from $300 to $370, and the Xbox Series X went from $500 to $600. Controllers and headsets also got more expensive. Nintendo followed suit earlier this month, holding the line on the $450 price tag of the Switch 2, but bumping the older model up by $50, with accessories getting multiple rounds of price hikes. Sony has now thrown up its hands too. We just talked about that. Having already raised prices, blah, blah, blah. Even though Sony is diversifying away from China for US-bound shipments, it's still an important manufacturing center for Sony. Not Sony only, but for everybody. 30% tariff on China, 15% tariff on Japan, 20% tariff on Vietnam, 90% tariff on Malaysia means Sony is impacted no matter what, wrote Nico Partners research director Daniel Ahmed on X. I was expecting a $50 price increase because Sony has been proactive in adapting in the wake of tariffs. Xbox price increase being slightly higher is because of the increased dependence on China, higher tariff. So Microsoft just produces more in China compared to Sony? Is that what you're really telling us? If that's the case, maybe Microsoft needs to go under. I don't know. He notes that the prices could still go up again, depending on whatever Trump decides to do next. When GTA 5 launched in 2013, a new Xbox 360 was as cheap as $200, and new PS3 was just $250. Why you take like those older consoles when that was like the time when PS4 and Xbox One was like on the market already? You had you're just comparing like apples with old apples that nobody wants anymore at this point. Stupid. In today's dollars, they would still only cost $280 and $350 respectively. It's a little bit higher. It's more like 320-ish and 400-ish in that matter. Trump's tariffs are far from the only reason console prices have gone up, way up, but they've certainly made an existing trend way worse. In the US trade groups warned of billions being sapped out of the video game industry if Trump went ahead with his most draconian tariffs. We are not even in that worst case scenario, and things already suck. None of this should be that surprising. Trump has been promising new tariffs for years. Yeah, at least you recognize that part. He campaigned on it. He got elected. He is doing it. And now we are stuck with the bill. The president has been promising for months to bargain his way out of dropping poll numbers and possible economic recession by winning better trade deals and ushering in a new golden age of American manufacturing. Yeah, that's the main point here, by the way. So far, it hasn't worked. You realized like the previous stuff in this paragraph here, and you expect like things to change immediately? Really? Are you that stupid, or are you just a piece of crap human being? I don't know. It reminds me of lobbing a banana at the racers ahead of you in Mario Kart, only to miss them and end up driving over it yourself. Call it the art of peel. Those are getting more expensive too. I think he thought like the deals with other nations would be a bigger part in this whole thing. But let's just go for a short amount of time to the tariffs. So Trump announced like tariffs years and years ago. He always wanted that to be a thing. And I marked here manufacturing for a good reason. The tariffs are an incentives for made in America, pretty much. You should be like moving to manufacturing goods in America in general. That's like the biggest reason for the tariffs, actually. Like making it so expensive that you have no more interest to produce it in China, a certain good, and to import it because it's going to be too expensive. Like the tariff price, depending on which nation it is, like 20, 30, 35%, whatever, that tariff price, that is the manufacturing cost, actually, like for putting your manufacturing outside of the US. That's what you saved so far. And the nation went on for now, what, 4 decades, 5 decades, just producing it outside because it was cheaper labor, right? And all that shit. Cheaper product, cheaper like resource and all that. Now that is probably over. And it's gonna hurt, for fucking sure. That's the whole thing behind it. It's gonna hurt at the beginning, and it's not gonna change over fucking night. It will take its time. But because Trump told people like years and years ago, like in his first term, he already spoke about it. Even before he got his first term, he spoke about it. That's what we should do to have like stuff in America, not being dependent on other nations that much. It's gonna hurt now. It's gonna take a little bit time. But because he told it already years and years ago, all those companies who maybe like thought like, yeah, who cares what he has? He's not president. He has no executive powers and all that. We are not going to change. But who will pay at the end for all that? Like for the laziness of yourself and for the laziness of corporations and companies. It's always the end user. It's always the consumer. It's always the customer at the very fucking end. Those companies don't give a shit in general or how much they are having to pay at the borders when it's going to be imported in your nation. They don't care. They're just going to pay up the price up front, and you as the consumer, as the customer at the end, will have to pay the upper price. That's just how it is. It's not like they are a charity. It's not like they're going to pay for you. They are going to pay for themselves. So the manufacturing would have to be like 5 years ago already to make the CPU manufacturers in the US, big fabs there to produce chips already. They should have done already fabrication of clothes, right? Of the toothpaste, like you mentioned here, of the cars and all that. But you had to bring that all back earlier. Now everybody who's bitching about that has not understood what the tariffs will do in general. And also, the tariffs are the reason why those products got getting more expensive. That there's no other way to name that, to fucking explain it. Thank you there for the following. But just blame it only on Trump is a little bit cheap. It's a little bit weak. It's a little bit lazy. It's extra lazy. We all had our way of life for so long with cheap products, and now we got like the fucking receipt for that. Now we have to pay up. Maybe the times are just over, or with cheap labor outside of your nation. How about producing goods in your nation? How about just tone down your consumption in general? Maybe your over-consuming of crap got a little bit out of hand. Maybe Trump saw that coming. Maybe his team saw that coming, and maybe he did something good. But it's gonna hurt you now, for sure. It's not gonna change overnight. It's gonna take maybe 10 years. Who the fuck knows? But you have to produce that stuff in your nation. Get it more cheaper and maybe a little bit toned down with the consumption. That's just the fact of life. You had it a good run, 4 or 5 decades, something like that, man. And now you're done with it. Because China is also not getting more cheaper and cheaper. Despite all those tariffs and talk and all that, inflation has also a big factor in this. What happened like in the scamdemic, Trump got a loan by the Fed, 3 trillion, guys. You think that money, the Fed doesn't want that money back? That's what's going to happen. Inflation up. After Trump's first term, Biden got at least another 2 trillion from the Fed. You think that money, 5 trillion, will not have any impact in your economy? If you think that, you're fucking out of your mind, and you should not be allowed to own any money at all. Because you obviously have no idea what money does and what money is. So that is a big factor too, why everything is up in prices. Just go check everything what was before the scamdemic, and what is it now. The same product. Try to find out, do some research of your own. And those big loans from the Fed have a big fucking impact. That money will have to come back somehow. That's inflation there. Just a small short course there. We have no control over the Fed hike. If we did, it never would have come into existence. I mean, you have control. You need to tell your president not to do any loans anymore. Maybe the Congress, by the way, just says like, how about a little reset? And with little, I mean big reset. Make another currency and just, the Fed has the control over the US dollars, like legally. They gave all the US dollars to the Fed, a private entity who prints that money. Not only prints, but also the computer, the digital numbers on your screen. How about just, you can have the US dollars, fine. We're just going to make a new currency. and we're gonna pay you jack shit off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Go under. How about just fuck them up? How about just fuck them up? There are possibilities. There are possibilities to save like your economy with a new currency and all that. And just, they made already enough money for the last 110 years or so. They got them their fair share, I would say, fed. So you're not in no obligation. You're in no fucking like legal bargain there with them anymore. Just fuck them. I mean, there are ways to get out of all this crap. Paying like a fucking interest to a private entity. There are ways. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, that is a big factor. Those 5 trillions of the last 5-6 years, whatever. That money is not just gonna be there in your pocket without interest. That's all I can say. Oh, UrhG. Good to see you. Gotta jump for work meeting. See y'all. Bye, haste. How is it? No. You've been hurting for years. We can hurt a little more to solve the fucking problem. Yeah, you have to just get through, man. That's just life. It's not gonna be easy forever. For every generation, the same easy. That's just how it is, right? As long as you can afford food, and hopefully like good food, not this processed shit. How about you get away from that too? Like manufacturing like good food, like maybe good meat, maybe less GMO crap, just produce it inland. And the government has to be fucking pressured to say like, make it easier for smaller mom and pop shop to produce foods and goods and all that. That's another big factor, just leaving that issue to the big corporation to save your nation's problem. Nah, will not work either. But I agree. It's gonna hurt. That's what I'm saying. I remember propaganda making fun of that vid. It's when I became a fan. I wasn't sure if it was Kotaku. Which video? I don't know which video you mean. Kotaku is AIDS. I mean, all those platforms are AIDS, but they all giving you the news. It's not changing really. X is not news. X is not life. The only saving grace of digital money is that it'll kill itself even faster. Invest in Ike bucks. No. Invest in your fucking own talent. If you have a garden, make food yourself. Last article, I found it just interesting because, reason. You're gonna see why. Marvel Rivals made me quit competitive gaming. A few weeks ago, after yet another frustrating match of Marvel Rivals caused me to power off my console and loudly deride the game and its players. My boyfriend asked how many hours I played. The game launched shortly after my segue into the world of freelancing, and I had a lot of spare time on my hands. When my boyfriend, who often plays when I do, told me he had logged 16 hours so far, I conservatively guessed at least double that. When I looked at my stats, I nearly threw up. I had spent more than 16 days in the NetEase Hero Shooters ranked mode. I don't play anything else since its December 2024 launch. That's over 400 hours, and for most of that time I was frustrated, annoyed, or tilted, as the kids say. She's pretentious, like, oh, I'm so old, I feel so old, oh, blah, blah, fuck off. Desperate to reach an arbitrary goal I had set for myself before I could properly take a break from the game. Those shocking gameplay numbers, coupled with an unceremonious rank tumble after the Season 3 rank reset a few weeks ago, made me realize something. I have a problem, and it's competitive matchmaking, so I quit. We're gonna go to the rest of this article. I just want to point out who wrote this. I didn't realize yesterday already looked into her other article. Alyssa Morcanti. Or Morcanti, it's just a word joke there. Mercante. And you see her on the thumbnail. She has a fucking great ass. That's all I can say. Her character, her mind is very stupid. And I marked my boyfriend because many stupid little simps out there, many retarded people are gonna be so shocked that she finally pointed out very clearly. I mean, she did probably in the past, but my boyfriend, twice she said it in the first paragraph there. People are gonna be so sad. Oh no, my chances to get to her ass got just fucking destroyed. It's always with Sims that's in their mindset. They think they're having a chance with certain cunts out there. She has a great body. We can't deny that. That's just fact. She's doing workouts and all that. She has a great body, like figure, but stupid hairstyle. Back in the days, she had actually longer hair up to her shoulders. She looked actually like hair-wise very nice, but she got very retarded. Anyway, Marvel Rivals isn't the first game I played competitively. Ever Eden, you're listening? Because it's about you a little bit. Not about you being a cunt. It's not about that. As a high schooler, I would play round after round of SWAT in Halo 3 to try and reach the covered level 50. I did the same things years later with Gears of War 3, grinding matches to reach level 100. Later, I spent time on ranked Apex Legends, preferring in the casual modes. But for years, my game of choice was competitive Overwatch. Ever Eden, there. It seems to be like this female thing, Overwatch, for some reason. Of the nearly 1,500 hours I've dedicated to do the sequel alone, almost all of that time has been spent in competitive play. For a while, I was a globally ranked Moira player on console. I don't know who the fuck that is, and I don't care, but seems to be proud of it. I only stopped playing Overwatch 2 when I had grown too tired of the grind and rivals glittering on the horizon. So she played till last year the whole time, only Overwatch it seems. Every game that I play competitively, I play alone, queuing up for ranked matches solo and in hero shooters as a support character. This is widely considered a bad idea. Solo queuing means you get a new team every match, which means no squad chemistry, and support players are often the least appreciated and the first to get yelled at when something goes wrong, awry. Yeah, she doesn't like to get shouted at. Why are you playing that supportive character? With Rivals, my quality as a support player never felt like enough to carry a team to victory. To carry it, she was carrying everybody else. She was the carrying factor in every fucking match. You must be very full of yourself, man. And my fruitless efforts to rank up while playing the most thankless role began weighing on me. So when I caught wind of a rumor that suggested NetEase Hero Shooter is baking the bad experience into the game with its matchmaking system, I perked up. Maybe the problem isn't me. Maybe it's the game. Yeah, that's always what I tell myself too in every game I play. So nothing wrong with that, right? Matchmaking is a confusing and hotly contested topic in the world of competitive gaming. I've written extensively about skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, a system used by games like Call of Duty and Apex Legends to determine which players populate in-game lobbies. Though the actual numbers that go into these systems usually vary by game or developer, the core logic is simple. Players are matched with similarly skilled players, whether that's based on kill-death ratio, hours logged, or total wins. Yeah, I mean, to find a balance is never easy for those game developers. It's just the fact. It's just how it is. Ike knows too much about her. Not really, no. I just scanned like her media, her pictures on X, and found that picture you see in the thumbnail. It is a great ass. If you deny she has a great ass, you might be actually gay. Just pointing that out. Level 50 was an amazing achievement. Get good, you dumb cunt. Love my ass off. The orc girl from BG3 came up in image search for this girl. Lol. Want some eye bleach? So she's not a gamer. She's outed herself. I don't know. I don't know about enough about Overwatch and the rankings. I don't care either. But just telling yourself you're the carrying factor, it's a little bit arrogant, you know. Still no pass. Still no ass. What do you mean? She has an ass. Oh, in the stream thumbnail. That's her, and she had other pictures. But I commented on one of her other pictures where she was in bike shorts. That picture was also like amazing. Her ass is just great, I'm telling you. And I couldn't find that picture anymore. Weird. After I commented on it. I don't even know what I commented on it, but yeah, whatever. I see you, baby. Yeah. Whole article is just, woe is me. Yeah. We're gonna see a little bit more of that. Where was I? Since implementation of these systems varies from game to game, there are instances in which players have grown increasingly more frustrated with a specific studio's take on SBMM. In January 2023, Overwatch 2 addressed community pain points with competitive matchmaking and made adjustments. Later that year, Call of Duty fans flooded a Reddit AMA for Modern Warfare 3, begging or demanding that Activision rework its SBMM system. But SBMM isn't the only system multiplayer games are used to create matches. A 2017 paper from a former Electronic Arts intern discusses EOMM, or engagement-optimized matchmaking, laying out a framework for an ideology that prioritizes engagement over fairness. EA patented this concept, but as far as I know, there isn't a game in its portfolio, which includes Apex Legends and Battlefield franchises, that uses it. Marvel Rivals players are convinced, however, that NetEase is using EOMM in its matches, though the company did publish a 2020 academic paper about a matchmaking system called OptMatch, which emphasizes players' engagement. The system does not appear to value engagement more than fairness. But I get it. Rivals using EOMM, or some version of it, would certainly make so many of us frustrated by the rank grind feel a bit better about our abilities, right? I'm not stuck in platinum because I suck. I'm stuck in platinum because the Rivals matchmaking system determined I need to go on a losing streak, get completely tilted, and then hand me a win to keep me from embedding my controller in the television. Yeah, I mean, it might be the case for some players, like having like a system that just prioritizes your engagement over your skill, sure. But I don't think you are that big of a good gamer, you know. I just think you're a little bit too full of yourself. At least more cunty. It just doesn't seem to be the case, guys. In response to the rumors, NetEase just released a statement on X on August 12th stating, "We want to reiterate that Marvel's Rivals does not use EOMM. We are currently working on a video to demonstrate our developer insight on matchmaking and ranking system, which is expected to be released next week." Now it is next week's already, and she got no more information. It's a little bit weird, man. Though the matchmaking debate piqued my interest again for a bit, no matter what NetEase tells us about their matchmaking system, it won't bring me back. The embarrassing knowledge of the time I've invested in Marvel Rivals is now forever a part of me, embedded in the sinews of my muscles like an ever-present ache. Those numbers helped me realize that so much of my time as a gamer has been spent trying to excel in first-person shooters, which are largely male-dominated spaces that are consistently and persistently hostile for people like me. Don't you play the games to just enjoy them and don't give a fuck? How about you don't voice yourself, or use a voice changer to make yourself sound like a male, maybe, just to get rid of that? Is that like your first day in internet? As soon as people in a random lobby hear a female voice, they are gonna make fucking jokes. And in today's time, they might even be kicked or banned if you report them, because it's not allowed anymore to address that you have a vagina. It's just not allowed anymore these days in certain cases. But yes, hostile for people like me. What do you mean people like you? Because of your mumu? Because of your pussy? Your pussy? So crazy. But it's just interesting. People addressed like this stuff with her in particular, because she's she/her on all profiles on all social medias, right? That's a big emphasis because she's in this queer community, a bigger thing, I guess. Man. I think subconsciously I've spent the last 20 years trying to be good at competitive games as a way of undeniable proof that I deserve to be in this space. No, if you're a gamer, you don't deserve jack shit online. If you're really, really good, you're gonna be recognized no matter what, if you have a dick or a vagina. Nobody really cares. If you're really good, they're gonna recognize your fucking talent, if there is a talent, and you're gonna be selected. Like in schools, back in the days, at least that was in my sports classes. If you were good in sports, you're just gonna be selected probably early on if there is some matchmaking going on, you know. If some captain selected you first, you knew they considered you as a good player of some sort, a good sportsman, whatever, like talented in some sort. So people will still recognize that and select you if you're really that good. But the fact that you never were in a team and that you went on for a solo the whole fucking gaming career you had for 20 years plus, whatever, tells me you were never good. You just hoped you were good and you're this solo super player, whatever. Bullshit, man. So much bullshit. Where the fuck was I? To be in this space that I'm just as much of a gamer as the man screaming slurs at me. Like, more cunty you are? Stupid bitch. You don't deserve shit. No gamers, nobody of us deserve anything. Either you get it or you don't get it because of your talent. Rivals broke that spell, snapping me out of my single-minded quest to be the best. How well does it go so far? Huh? Even if my bad time is because of the questionable matchmaking mechanic, does that negate all the frustrations I felt? Confirmation that there's some kind of mathematical formula ensuring carrot and the stick me so I stay around longer doesn't change the reality. These kinds of games are bad for me. Wow, and it took you, 16 days all of a sudden of Marvel Rivals? That tells me once more you haven't paid really attention in the past of your supposed 20 years of being a super gamer. Just saying. You haven't paid attention. You were never a super gamer. But she is in that mindset of, yeah, she deserves it. She just deserves it because she played for so long those games competitively. Whatever. Do you know what's way more fun than trying to heal a raging DPS player who just demanded I fillet him? Maybe fillet him. Maybe that's more, I don't know, healing. Could be. Oh no, you're sorry, you have a boyfriend. And he's probably not the biggest cock. He's just a selective cock, probably. Dropping into Fortnite as Lady Gaga, headshotting Peely and popping the ASAP Ferg socks emote before driving away in a yellow Corvette, blasting Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know who the fuck Sabrina Carpenter is and that song of hers, but seems like to be a thing for yourself. Whatever. Then there you have it. Went a little bit over an hour, but I just needed to point out that she's back. It seems like she's back as independent freelancer bitch writing for those platforms again. Big time. It's just crazy, but yeah. Everybody, Alyssa Mercante, she deserves her fucking ranking. She doesn't accept that those games don't put her up high ranked. Oh. I just found it interesting and funny, right? It was a little bit funny, right? Don't tell me it was not a little bit funny. That sentence was fucking wild. Pretty much every sentence in here is like, if you think about it, quite wild. But yeah, there we have it, guys. I went a little bit over, but I think that's putting some entertainment value. Reading about those spasms by Alyssa here. Let me just check the chat before we move on to our days, wherever we are gonna go next. And still no answer. Oh, Synth gay. Synth. He's from California, right? Synth no is from California, so he has probably gay genes in the first place. Here's how it goes. No, for fuck's sake, says Ever Eden. Veganus or both? Ever Eden wants to smack a bitch. The thing is, that's why I mentioned Ever Eden. She loves Overwatch, but I don't think she would be like this. Oh, I deserve. I played for so long. I fucking deserve to be just ranked higher because I played a lot of Overwatch. I'm pretty sure Ever Eden will never be like that either. Yeah, I don't get it. Lol, just enjoy the game with or lose. How can I make this all about me? That's pretty much what it was, right? Laughing my ass off. Lol, yes. Damn, imagine not even being a regular cock. You're a selective cock. I mean, her boyfriend must be selective because they probably get a lot of emails like, oh, can we do something together? Because those people are like that. That's just fact. In those queer communities, they're gonna try to make a buck here and there with something very shady, very questionable. I just looked at her Twitter, cringe overload. That's the thing though. She once looked really like a decent female, like a decent human, just from the outside. Longer hair, not as many tattoos as she has these days. A great ass, still the body, still overall good, like proportion wise and all that. With the longer hair, with less of fucking shit in her face and all that, she actually looked decent. And I just told her, she never replied or recognized it probably. I don't think I'm banned though, which is kind of surprised. I said to her, stop being such an annoying cunt. You would be so valuable, like overall, because you can write. She can write. She knows how to use words and all that. She would be able to write. Get out of that mindset of everything being like needed to be woke and all that crap, and just do like what you can do best with writing articles. Be a decent human. Why you go this fucking spasms route and against the JT, what was his name? JT, Smash JT, right? Has this law case about slurs and all that. Just go back to be a decent human being, and people will sooner or later recognize you as a decent human being, and you're going to be treated as a decent human being. and the internet is gonna do the internet thing. If you're gonna have like fucking spasms online about the woke crap, about they thems and all that shit, and everybody is against me, and because I have a vagina, the slurs and blah, that's not gonna change in the internet. Just saying. But yeah, she has her chances. She has her chances to become normal, decent human fucking being. I'm using that shit next time I insult someone. You're not even a cock. You're a selective cock. She tried making fun of my looks when I dunked on her, and everyone said I was handsome. Is that a true story? Do it, Megatron. Lol. Handsome man over here. I don't know if Zorak is a handsome man. And I'm not gonna say handsome man, because that sounds very gay coming from another man. Just saying. Just saying, Luigi. Luigi gay, confirmed. She replies to Randos like, no, I'm not a stripper, but I look like a stripper. LGBTQ moms. And here's a pic of my ass. I mean, I gonna repeat myself. I like her ass. I will not deny that. She can go back to Hello Kitty Adventure Island. No, that's for children. She has no place there. I don't know any of these people. Sounds like I'll keep it that way, which is a good approach there. Ouch, my junk. Same. Well, too late, I guess. We need a Zorak OnlyFan to confirm. I deleted my OF account. I checked it. When was that? I told Ever Eden 4 weeks ago or some shit like that. Maybe 5 weeks. Because we were in the talk about OnlyFans has also normal content. I would try to confirm. Checked it out. In the first minute, I got bombarded with sales discounts here and there for ass pics and all that. I can get that all for free on fucking Pornhub, for fuck's sake. I'm not gonna pay for your asshole pictures. So I was maybe 5 minutes on OnlyFans to find if there was normal content. No, I just deleted the account, of course. I have no need for it. Free stuff, OnlyFans. No OnlyFans free stuff. So normal stuff. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a little bit fun at the end there. And keep in mind, it has to hurt for now. If it's gonna hurt for more than 5 years, like big time hurts with all those electronics, people are still demanding electronics, in particular in our field, in my topics here, and still don't want to change and produce in the US. That's bad. That's bad. That has to change. I hope you have a great rest of your day, wherever you are, morning, evening, afternoon. For somebody, it's sleeping time very soon. In some very particular Aussie in the chat. The rest is gonna have some enjoyment in other streams, I assume. I thank you for being around. It was lovely to see all the chats going on and talking with me about certain topics. Talking about Alyssa Mercante's ass at the end there. I hope you enjoyed talking about her ass. I certainly did, actually. She has a good ass, no matter what you say. If you say otherwise, you are either female or gay, or maybe both, maybe female and gay. But I don't know about that. Take care till tomorrow, or like any other day, weekday that is. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. here. Eastern 10 a.m. that is. Switzerland.playit with TAGN, the Angry Game News. I hope you're going to be here again. And maybe waste some money on me. You don't need OnlyFans when you have me and give me all your money here, right? Take care, everybody. Thank you for being around.